Cooking pasta is one of the most basic things, and almost everybody knows how to do it and almost everybody does it. But I do want to talk about a couple of little tips and tricks that you may not know. Right here I have some boiling water. And a lot of you know to add salt to the water, but there's always a big question of how much to add, unless the recipe specifically tells you. So what I like to do is to add, and people always freak out when they see how much salt I add to the water. So I'm adding about 2.5 to 3 teaspoons of salt to the water. Now, how do you know when you have enough? Because obviously it depends on how much water you have, how much pasta you're cooking, and all that. So you want the water to taste like a tear. To a lot of you that may seem like it's too salty, but remember you're draining a lot of the water out. So you do want the water that you're going to boil the pasta in to be saltier than your finished product. All right, so I put the salt in. It's come to a rolling boil, and I'm going to add my dry pasta. And right away I want to give it a stir. Now, a lot of people also add oil to their pasta, to the pasta water, I should say. And when I ask why you add the oil, most people, they just do it because that's how their family has done it, and they just kind of do it without thinking. But when they think about it, or if they have an answer, they say, well, to keep the pasta from sticking. But really, that does not keep the pasta from sticking. Water and oil don't mix. So if you add oil to the water while the pasta is cooking, the oil is just going to sit on top. So it does nothing for keeping the pasta separate. The only thing that oil does is to keep it from overboiling. Other than that, it really does nothing for keeping the pasta separate and not stick together. All right, so we're going to have this come to a boil. When you first put the pasta in, you want to stir it more frequently. Once it softens up a little bit, then you don't have to stir it as much. If you are one of the people that puts oil in their pasta water, I would love to hear from you, and let me know, one, why you do it, because maybe there's a reason I don't know, and two, have you had luck with it, and then maybe try it without the oil and let me know the difference. Oh, maybe that's a video I should do. Do a side-by-side comparison, cooking with oil in the water and without. Yeah, this is kind of starting to soften up, so I'm just going to let it go and stir it every so often until it softens up. All right, so the pasta's been cooking for a little bit, and I think it's almost ready. I'm going to test one, and you want it to be al dente. Al dente means to the bite. It means that you want to make sure it's not mushy. Of course, my mother, love you, Mom, whenever I cook the pasta al dente, she thinks it's undercooked. But you do want it to have a bite. You just kind of want to have some kind of a texture instead of totally mushy. All right, so I'm going to drain this. You don't need to add cold water to it. Adding cold water will wash away all the starch that is in there, and if you're going to have it with whatever sauce, whether it's tomato sauce, meat sauce, pesto, whatever it is, then because the pasta is going to be slick, then it won't have anything, it won't have the starch to grab on and hold on to the sauce. So that's why you don't want to rinse it. If you do want it to not stick together, at this point, once you've drained it, you can put it back in the pot and add a little bit of oil or butter and toss it, and that'll keep it from sticking together until you are ready to add the sauce to it. So I'm going to drain it. And actually, before I drain it, because you guys, it's not that exciting to see me draining the pasta, so I just wanted to review. Lots of boiling salted water. You want to add enough salt that it tastes like a tear. You want it to be saltier than the finished product, because remember, you're going to dump a lot of the water out anyway. Cook it to al dente, meaning that it still has a little bit of texture left and it's not super mushy. And that's it. Then it's ready for whatever sauce that you want to put on it. Okay, I'm going to drain the pasta and then just show you the finished product without any sauce. All right, I drained the pasta, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil, like I mentioned, because I'm not ready to put the sauce on it yet, just to keep it from sticking together. You can also just keep a little bit of the pasta water in there, and that will also keep it from sticking together. Okay, there we go, and that's ready to be sauced for either right away or a little bit later on. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe for more kitchen tips.